So originally I planned for this Treasure Island video to be this really insightful video about how Long John Silver performed a long con, and I would identify where in the book he performed the 6 or 7 steps of a long con, and I had it all mapped out. It was really good. It was so insightful. I had done lots of research and I was very excited about it. But the problem was, as the story went along, he didn't follow the path of the long con. And so I had to kind of drop the idea of trying to connect the long con and how Long John long conned everyone, basically. And what I realized was that Long John is very fluid, and that's what makes him an interesting character, villain, if you want to call him that. But that's what makes him so interesting, because he's so fluid throughout the story that I think as readers we learn that we must also be fluid. So if there's only one thing you get out of this video, it's that we need to be fluid. You know, we need to be able to adapt and adjust, and we sort of need to maneuver our way to what's going on based on the things around us. When we first meet Long John in the story, he's sort of like unknown to us. Right? He is this one-legged man, but we don't even know his name yet. When we first are introduced to him, he's just sort of this mythical figure that Billy Bones brings up. But as the story goes on, we meet him in these different sort of ways. He is a cook, a seemingly harmless cook, and an inn owner who has a wife who takes care of the inn. Long John has this great ability to blend in and to appear at the right moment. When Squire Trelawney was searching for his crew, Long John was right there to provide some help on how to hire the crew, and so he could hire his own guys. But it's just moments like that that you realize that Long John is he's just so slippery. You know, he's just really hard to tack down because he's always making moves. Which again is why I wanted to tie him in with the long con, but it just didn't work. Then over the course of the story, we see that Long John is sort of playing the part of the good cook. You know, he really gets on the good side of the officers, which is a good thing, particularly Trelawney. And then all of a sudden he makes this turn at the right moment, just as they're about to go on the island, because they spot the island in the distance, which, by the way, there's that island. Not saying that's Treasure Island, but there's an island out there, so just thought I'd share that. But he makes this flip at the perfect moment. And then he boards the ships and he goes on to the island, even though all the officers know that he's about to betray them and he's going to kill them. But where I think Long John sort of perfects his ability to be fluid and go with the flow and understand the bounces and twists and turns is when his own pirates turn on him and they give him the black spot. Right, that's where the pirates are like, okay, this guy is leading us to nowhere. We're screwed now, and we're basically gonna kill this guy. But I don't know how he does it. He like navigates that conflict so well to the point where he then, in like the next chapter, is leading them to the treasure, and they're following him. You know, and then when they find out that the treasure was dug up, Long John again switches sides, and he goes over with Jim to all the officers, and he gets to escape, whereas all of his pirate buddies are sort of left isolated on the island. I mean, it's like this perfect, slippery bad guy who can like flip sides, and we're never really sure. And ultimately, he boards the Hispaniola again with these guys, and he's going to go home. By the end of the story, he decides that he can't do this anymore, and so he knows when to bail out, and he leaves, which is probably the smart choice because he probably wouldn't have lived if he went back to England. But it's like, in all of these things, we can see a character who is not definable in one way or another. I mean, he's a bad guy. He's ruthless for sure. You know, but he's just really hard to peg down. And it's that kind of complex character that I think shows us as readers that we too need to be like this fluid person. And I'm not saying that we need to be, you know, wishy-washy and we flop sides all the time. Because ultimately, Long John, he doesn't betray himself. He's always a pirate. You know, he's always looking out for himself. He's always a gentleman of fortune, as he would say. So he never loses that part of him. But I think the way that he goes about to sort of fulfill his character, to still be that person, but to be flexible enough to say, hey, you know what, maybe this is the time to go with these guys, or to go with this strategy, or to play this character, or to play this part up or part down. He has this perfect, almost like a musical conductor. He knows how to balance all of these things in his life, and it's just incredible to watch and to read and to experience. And as readers, I think that we can take that from this story, where we stay to ourselves. We know who we are. We never lose that, but we can find ways to adopt in certain seasons, or in certain moments where sometimes we might need to be a certain way, but ultimately never losing who we are. I never thought I would think about Long John Silver that way, but ultimately that's I think what I got out of the story. He teaches us to be fluid. He teaches us that we need to adapt to our surroundings, and that we can't just be so sort of rigid and stiff and think that the way that we have things is it. You know, he allows us to, he provides an example of staying true to ourselves and our character, which for him is a bad guy in general, but yet he's able to negotiate between both sides of the story, the good and the bad. And he has good parts. He is loyal to an extent. Of course, he's also bad, where he will kill you. So there's that. He's also greedy. So there's that. But he's smart, and he knows how to make relationships, and he knows how to make people feel like they're part of a family. And those types of attributes, I think, are good. I mean, even when you look out today, I mean, it's an overcast day. I came to the beach. I was expecting it to be beautiful and sunny and bright and more vibrant, but it's not. But that's okay. I still need to be fluid in that sense. I can't let that defeat what I was trying to do today, which was to go and film a video and talk about Treasure Island. So in that same light, I'm trying to still be fluid, because normally I was upset when I woke up. It was a beautiful day, and I thought, oh great, it's the weekend, I can go and make a video. But now, then I come to the beach, and it's not as beautiful as I thought it would be. The ocean's still here, the sand's still here, but there's a lot of clouds, unfortunately, and I didn't expect that, But again, from what Long John teaches us, is that we have to be fluid, we have to adjust, we have to be okay with that. We can still do what we're intending to do, we can still be, I'm still here doing the video, but it may not be in the condition that I wanted, but that's okay. I think that's fine. And it's moments like that, and it's things like that that we can pull out of books, that we can pull out of characters, that is what makes reading so interesting to me. That's why I love reading. That's why I love these books and these characters. It's those moments where real life and the life of these characters that are fictional sort of make this connection, and it's wonderful. It's amazing. It's exciting. So hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.